In the event that you've invested a considerable amount of energy in the internet, you'll have run over some of T rehashed well-being realities that are definitely not. From the counterfeit 5-second standard for dropped nourishment to the sugar rush, a large number of these legends are presently completely exposed. As a result of them, we're all now wary of anything we can't quickly check with online hunt, which is sincerely how it ought to be. Some of those legends, notwithstanding, have more truth to them than you might suspect, as some ongoing examinations have found. These are the well-being fantasies we educate others concerning to sound cool. However, on the off chance that we set aside some effort to investigate them, we'd understand that they aren't really legends by any means. 1. Carrots do improve your eyesight. Has been some time since the carrots are useful for the eyes fantasy was exposed, as any individual who has been online whenever over the most recent 10 years would know. We presently realize that it was all a direct result of a bogus crusade by the British Ministry of Information back in World War II, which deliberately spread the legend across German-held region to shroud their as of late created radar technology. Now, we're not saying that the Brits didn't do that, as they totally did, yet on the off chance that that made you totally abandon carrots for being completely futile, it's a great opportunity to reevaluate. The famously held relationship between Great Vision and carrots may have been founded on an untruth, however that doesn't consequently mean it's false. Carrots contain numerous aggravates that do improve the well-being of your eyes, including beta-carotene. It enables the body to make vitamin A, which encourages our eyes to change over light into signals comprehended by the mind. Nutrient and is legitimately liable for our capacity to find in low light, and inadequacy in it can prompt a degeneration of the cornea, which may even reason perpetual blindness. 2. Eating just before sleeping does give you nightmares. Eating a delayed feast can give you bad dreams, seems like erroneous counsel from that one person we as a whole realize who as of late got into wellness and can't quit discussing it. The planning of the supper ought to have no impacts on dreams, as dreams aren't affected by our eating routine in any capacity. It's something the vast majority of us won't turn upward in light of how moronic it sounds. However, in the event that we did, we'd find that it's in reality entirely great well-being advice. Many contemplates have discovered a connection between eating late and awful dreams, however we don't comprehend the specific instruments behind why that is. It may be because of our digestion being excessively dynamic when we rest following supper, which would make the cerebrum progressively eager and result in expanded movement. It's the point at which you eat as well as what you eat. Some nourishment things are particularly acceptable at instigating bad dreams, similar to dairy and zesty nourishments. 3. Women do feel colder than men. The true-to-life figure of speech of the person giving his jacket to the young lady since she's inclination too cold is most likely as old as sentimental motion pictures themselves. It's intended to flag developing trust between the couple, and on the off chance that we disregard the subject of why ladies in motion pictures consistently neglect to bring proper attire for the climate, it makes for a fairly sweet moment. It's not simply films, either, as it happens a considerable amount, all things considered, as well. Things being what they are, what gives? As indicated by science, it's not on the grounds that ladies are more not ready for the cold than men, their limit for cold is simply different. In a Dutch report, analysts found that agreeable temperature for ladies is about 2.5 degrees Celsius, 4.5 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than it is for men, falling something close to 24 to 25 degrees Celsius, 75 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a result of the hormone estrogen, which hinders the progression of blood to the tips of the toes and fingers during cold months. That is likewise why ovulating ladies will in general feel colder than expected. 4. Exercise does make you smarter. There's no uncertainty that activity does a ton of beneficial things for the body. It keeps you fit as a fiddle, reinforces the resistant framework, and for the most part improves in amazing nature. In any case, on the off chance that somebody revealed to you that it additionally makes you more intelligent, you'd most likely excuse them as needing to feel better about going than the gym. If you investigate some ongoing exploration regarding the matter, however, you'd find that they are right. One examination distributed in Nature Medicine found that practicing discharges a protein called irisin, which improves the neural associations between various pieces of the cerebrum, to our memory and thinking abilities. Besides, it additionally decreases the danger of Alzheimer's and different kinds of dementia. Another late examination found that continued exercise, like running and cycling, improves our remembrance capacities and produces a sort of protein that assists with the creation of new synapses. 5. Eating spicy food does help you lose weight. In case you're attempting to get in shape, odds are that you've known about basically every conceivable fix under the sun. From drinking warm water before bed to relinquishing to the divine beings, the ludicrousness of these recommendations relies upon who's offering them to you. Per logical research, however, one of those is less crazy than the rest and may even really work: eating fiery nourishment. In an investigation by analysts from the University of Wyoming, they detached a synthetic found in chilies called capsaicin and took care of it to mice. At the point when they raised the rodent's fat admission, they found that the mice couldn't put on weight, as long as the synthetic was in effect. When you eat zesty nourishments, particularly chilies, the capsaicin in it raises the digestion rate and triggers thermogenesis, which is only an extravagant word for the creation of warmth inside the body. Basically, it works a similar path as old spouses' stories state it does, by consuming the fat away. Aside from now, it's upheld by peer inspected look into as opposed to gossip.